Chairman Kelly, Ranking Members Courtney and Carbajal, and Ms. Elfreth. Thank you for having me here today to speak with you. I look forward to discussing our work on Navy and Coast Guard shipbuilding. Working closely with both services gives me a broad perspective on the shipbuilding challenges that are facing our nation. Investment and focus on the maritime industrial base are at levels we haven't seen in decades. The Navy and the Coast Guard have received historic funding increases, and the proposed SHIPS Act and Administration's Maritime Action Plan both underscore a renewed national focus on shipbuilding capacity. That creates a real opportunity, but it also raises the stakes. Many of the same issues that have affected shipbuilding programs for nearly 2 decades haven't gone away, and in some cases have gotten worse. Increased funding alone won't deliver better outcomes if those aren't addressed. Over the past 10 years, we've made 137 recommendations to help address these challenges. Since I testified before HASC last year and highlighted 52 open Navy shipbuilding recommendations, I have been encouraged to see the Navy taking steps to implement more of them. We're also seeing progress at the Coast Guard. For example, efforts to reduce design construction risk in the Waterways Cutter program have been commendable. That said, significant challenges remain. Let me focus on just 2 areas where change is needed: ship design practices and industrial base investments. First, ship design. Improving ship design practices is one step that could help drive different outcomes on shipbuilding programs. As I have testified in the past, both Navy and Coast Guard continue to move into construction before designs are sufficiently mature. That's a consistent pattern, and it leads to predictable results: cost overruns, schedule delays, and performance issues. The frigate and OPC programs provide just the latest examples of these outcomes. The Maritime Action Plan also emphasizes the risks of starting construction too early, and the proposed SHIPS Act encourages the use of commercial best practices for design. If the services want different outcomes, design practices must change. That means aligning key decisions with design maturity and adopting more modern approaches. Globally, commercial shipbuilders are delivering ships on shorter, more predictable timelines. They're doing that in part by using advanced digital tools and integrated design processes. We see similar opportunities for the Navy and the Coast Guard. Investments in technologies like digital twins, which are virtual models which mirror the condition and performance of ships, could improve not just the design process, but testing, production, and sustainment as well. Second, the industrial base. There's broad agreement that without a stronger industrial base, shipbuilding goals simply won't be achievable. Trades workforce shortages, supplier constraints, and shipyard capacity all remain significant barriers. The Navy has already received more than $10 billion to address some of these issues. I recently visited Electric Boat and saw some of these investments at work, and my team spoke with workers about some of the efforts to improve their working conditions. While there are no doubt some promising examples from these investments, what's missing is a fully strategic and coordinated approach. Our recent work on the submarine industrial base investments found that the Navy hasn't defined the scope of what's needed, how much investment it will take, how long it will take, and what a healthy industrial base actually looks like to meet our needs. Without that, decision makers don't have a clear picture of how long we will need to keep investing billions in our industrial base concerns or when we can expect to see results. We're making a related recommendation as a part of this testimony today. We have also previously reported that the Coast Guard lacks a long-term strategic plan to meet its fleet modernization goals. This becomes even more important now as the Coast Guard has moved out quickly to get ships on contract to guide its investments. Let me close with this. While our recommendations offer some fixes, there is no one panacea for our shipbuilding woes. The scale of change required is significant, and it will take sustained, coordinated effort across the government. The current moment, with historic funding and focus, offers a real chance for meaningful progress. If that opportunity isn't matched with disciplined execution and strategic alignment, we could fall short of our goals and waste billions. Your actions to work together as committees to elevate these issues is a really positive step. increased coordination across the agencies you oversee will be just as critical to ensure we are on the right course for the long journey toward revitalizing U.S. shipbuilding. Thank you for the time, and I look forward to your questions.